Alright guys, so today we're talking tuning forks, how to use them, how to play them. The difference is, as you can see, these two are a little bit different. So this one, right? So essentially they all do the same thing, except this is a weighted tuning fork and this is an unweighted tuning fork. And all the tuning forks have a frequency, right? This one's 528. And this one's tuned to the frequency of ohm, right? And I have several of these tuning forks. These ones are also tuned to the solfeggio frequencies. And as you can see, they let you know what chakra it's associated with. That way you can also work with them. These weighted ones, if you use an Allen wrench, you can take them off. And then they will look like this guy. And same thing, you can have one of these and then just add the weights to them. Now, the difference between the weighted and unweighted. The unweighted is more for hearing than it is for the vibrations on the body, right? This is intended to be off the body. Let's see if we can get a good pitch through here. So before I get there, each tuning fork is going to come with either one of these mallets, so you can strike them, or anything that's rubbery that you can strike it with. So if we strike it, we just hit the side. And this is more for hearing than it is for placing on the body. So you can still feel the vibrations, right? When you hit it, it starts vibrating coming down, and you can actually feel the vibration down here where you hold it. And you can place it on the body, place this flat part on the body, but the person won't necessarily be able to feel it very much, at least not as much as they would with the weighted one. So the weighted one is for on-body work. And same thing, you strike it. I usually just strike it on the hand. So you can't really hear this one unless you place it right next to your ear, then you can kind of hear the vibration. And this one, when you place it on your body, you can feel the vibrations a lot stronger. And that's what this one's intended for. Right? The heavier the fork is, the more powerful this vibration it's going to be. And the unweighted ones, they look very similar, but these are for off the body because they produce a clear and pure sound. Let's see. So fun little facts. Tuning forks, not only can we use it for healing, right? But doctors use this. I'm pretty sure you've seen this at the doctor's office too. They test this to see how good your nerves are working, see how they're responding. So what they'll do is the doctors will actually have a weighted one. They'll strike it and place it all along your nerve endings around your leg, and they'll check for a peripheral neuropathy, right, to see if how long you can feel it, essentially. And that's how they'll test to diagnose someone with peripheral neuropathy. Now, other doctors can use this one, the unweighted one, for hearing tests. Similar to testing for the nerves, how long can you hear the ringing sound, and that'll tell the doctor if you're having hearing loss or not. And another thing, your speeding tickets. When a cop pulls you over for speeding, their speed gun that they use gets tuned by one of these guys. So this guy right here is responsible for your speeding tickets sometimes. So just like doctors will use these to test certain aspects of the body, we can also use these to test imbalances in the body. So if you strike one of these and you kind of do a whole body scan, you can start hearing where the pitch changes, and that'll tell you where the body's off, where there's imbalances. And then you can use the tuning forks or any other kind of sound healing to bring balance to that area. It's kind of like a little tester, right? It'll tell you where things are off, and then you can either use these to restore balance, or you can use sound bowls or anything that we're going to learn in this class, or a combination of everything. It's up to you. It's all based on intuition, right? So you can use these for physical ailments, like physical pain, or you can use them for non-physical things. And that's what these guys are for. That way you're not placing this cold hard metal part directly on the body. You can add these little things right here and then place it on the body, and people can feel the vibrations. But again, if you're placing it on the body, make sure it's weighted, or else they won't be able to feel it. What you can also do is, if you work with crystals, you can get a crystal and put the crystal right underneath the tip. That way the tuning fork vibration goes through the crystal and helps activate it. It's similar to using like this rubber tip right here, but instead of this rubber tip, you're using a crystal. So you'll have either yourself or a client, and you'll put the crystal on their body and the tuning fork above the crystal, and then just tap it and have the vibrations go through. So using a crystal is actually very good for emotional healing, and it can be used to release emotions as well as pain. And you can use any crystal. You can do it based on what you're working on or what your client's working on. And when you use a crystal, it actually amplifies the tuning fork's vibrations. So that's it. Tuning forks are actually really simple to use. Again, the ones that are unweighted, you just tap them. And then the ones that are weighted, I usually just tend to tap on my hand, because it's not hard. You don't have to tap it super hard. It's really a very light tap, and it just starts vibrating. And that's it, guys.